morning. It is the third day of our travels, and we ended up staying the night at this casino parking lot. It's kind of noisy right now. It wasn't as noisy last night, but there were some cars and stuff from the major highways. We stopped at a Walmart first, but it was kind of, I don't know, it didn't seem in a great neighborhood, so we ended up trying to find a different spot. So I'm out with the dogs, and I got up and I made a cup of coffee. Anyway, today we've got probably about 7 hours of driving, and after today we'll have way less driving each day, hopefully, like more like 3 to 5 hours, and then some days we're just gonna be somewhere or have just a little bit of driving, or we're just gonna stay like for a few days at one spot. So we are headed to St. Louis today. Right now we are actually in Council Bluffs, Iowa, and we're gonna go over to the Bob Carey pedestrian bridge and walk over that and meet the troll Omar that hangs out at the other side of the bridge. And so we're not doing a whole lot in Omaha or over here in Iowa. It's kind of just passing through, but maybe we'll see something fun that catches our eye. So that's about it. We're gonna try and hit the road in a few minutes and get moving. So yeah, thanks for being here and thanks for being on our adventures. I haven't really made a whole lot of tea other than our matcha yesterday, just because we've been on the road a lot and the water would just, I don't know, it's kind of hot sitting in there, and the water would spill trying to drink it out of a regular cup. I don't know, it's just been kind of hard. So maybe I keep thinking I'll drink more when we're like at a campground that we stay longer, but by then it's gonna be pretty hot, so I don't know, we'll see. I may need to, I don't know. All right, well, thanks for being here, and let's see where today takes us. Here we're headed through Missouri all the way over to St. Louis, and what we noticed most about Missouri is that it seemed to be very green. Lots and lots of trees and green as far as the eye can see. So we made it to our spot in St. Louis. We are on the East St. Louis side in Illinois, across the Mississippi. And we thought we'd have traffic going through St. Louis, but it wasn't really bad, so that's good. And then tomorrow we're gonna go into St. Louis on the Missouri side, and we're going to see the Gateway Arch, and we're gonna ride the tram up. We're gonna go see the horses, the Clydesdales, at the Anheuser-Busch Brewery. So we're just making some dinner. We cooked up some burgers and sausages, and we're just gonna hang out and relax because the last 2 nights we didn't get in until after midnight, and so we are excited to be here and get some real rest and have hookups so we could take longer showers. Good morning, it's day 4, and we are just about to head over across the Mississippi to see the Gateway Arch and travel up that, and it should be really neat to go to the top. And we just walked over the EAD Bridge, I think that's what it was called. I'll have to double check the name of that. But we are walking over to this Gateway Arch in St. Louis, Missouri to ride to the top and check out the views, and it's gonna be cool. So it's not as hot as I thought it might be, but it's definitely warming up. I think it's in the mid 70s or 80s, and it's really pretty. I love seeing the arch against the blue background of the sky and the white clouds, and I love it. Everybody's back behind there lagging along. We had to walk I think a little over a mile. Well, so far I've logged 1.25 miles. No, not quite a quarter, almost a quarter, to get over to this Gateway Arch National Park or State Park. I don't know, it's some kind of park that they made for it, but so we had some good walking, which I like because we had a lot of driving time and we've been sitting a lot. We did a little bit walking at Mount Rushmore, but not a ton. So it feels good to get out and move our legs. I'm used to doing a lot of running, running and walking. several times a week. So sitting in the car has been hard for me. Anyhow, we'll see where this takes us, and hopefully I can get a picture up at the top for you guys. You ride up in these cool little pods inside these doors, and it's really kind of trippy. There's hardly any space in there at all. Once we got to the top, we saw these really awesome views of the Mississippi River on one side, and you can see so far. And then the other side, you see all of St. Louis. You can see the baseball stadium. You can see all kinds of things, all the buildings, all the streets, and it's about 600 feet tall. And then we walked back over the Eads Bridge over the Mississippi River to get back to our campsite. We visited the Anheuser-Busch Brewery, and we got to see the Clydesdales first and the original family stables, which they still use to house them in. It was really neat. That whole area is just huge. So many different buildings, and they have like little streets going between them. We got to see the whole process from beginning to end. This is just a little bit of the tour that we got to do, but it was really cool. Getting some ribs and some barbecue at Bogart's Smokehouse. It's a St. Louis thing, right? We went briefly through Kentucky on our way to Nashville, Tennessee. When we got to Tennessee, we encountered some issues. So we were super bummed because we haven't been able to find somewhere to park to check out downtown. We're gonna go look a little bit, but this might be more of a drive-through, kind of see what's around thing instead of stopping and exploring. But we're keeping our fingers crossed that the stars will align. But this is downtown Nashville from across the river, and we're just driving over there. Good morning. It is day 5. Is that right? Day 5? Day 5. We're losing track of days. It's day 5, I believe, and we were supposed to stay at Nashville last night. The travel center that we had planned to stay at was pretty crowded, and they had a whole bunch of like thunderstorms expected all night and all day. And so the travel center where we could park and walk over to downtown it's like about a mile each way, and in thunderstorms that's probably not a good idea. We don't want to get struck by lightning, and so we ended up having to change plans. We did drive through Nashville downtown area. We could hear a little bit of the country music coming from practically every building on one of the main strips, which was pretty cool, I thought. And you can see in the windows the live bands. I'll try to insert a little bit of that for you guys. And then we stopped real quick to take a couple pictures. They have these angel wings that are really famous. I can't think of the name of them right now. I'll try and add that in on the text on the video. But and I'll insert those pictures as well. But that was all we could do because we could not find anywhere to park the motorhome in the downtown or near the downtown area. And so we just had to make a decision. So we went through Nashville, and we are going to add 2 more days and nights to our camping trip to Orlando. And we're staying at the campsites at Fort Wilderness. It's one of the Disney resorts. It's the one where you can camp at. And so we called, and I was on the phone with them for an hour and a half. It took 45 minutes to talk to somebody, which I knew was going to happen when I called because it said it was a 60-minute wait, but I couldn't figure it out on my phone on the internet, and so I'm like, I'm just going to sit and wait. And so I waited for someone to come on, and they were really helpful and answered all of my questions, but it did take a really long time to finally get through all of that and figure out that we were able to get 2 extra nights if we changed the type of campsite that we were getting, which is still full hookups and everything. They just have them sectioned off into like preferred, premium, and some other ones. And so I think the campsite we're getting is bigger than our other campsite, but that's fine. We'll have plenty of room then. I think we did have to pay a little bit extra in addition to the 2 nights, but I think it'll be worth it for us to get there and have time to just relax instead of, we've just been like go on the road and haven't really had a whole lot of time to just relax and hang out. And so this gives us more time to go swimming, to do the activities at the campground, maybe to go to Disney Springs and do some shopping, where we weren't going to have all that time before. So it'll work out just fine. And the girls are actually excited to be there earlier. It does mean that we have to skip Atlanta as well, but I was thinking we might have a similar issue in Atlanta with the RV, not finding parking. So I think that these are the kind of cities, Nashville, Atlanta, some of these big cities, are ones that we would need to visit when we are pulling a vehicle that we could park outside of the city and then drive the extra vehicle in. And we are not towing a vehicle, so it's just not working out for us that way. But it's okay. It's going to work out in a different way, and it's going to be amazing, and we are all excited for it. So last night we ended up driving a little ways outside of Nashville, and we stayed at a Cracker Barrel. A lot of Cracker Barrels will let you stay the night. Unfortunately, this one was right next to the freeway. It did have some traffic noise, and then early in the morning there were some big trucks trying to do some things right next to us, and so it was kind of noisy. In general, Cracker Barrels are good options, and sometimes Walmart, certain states, they don't let you stay there, but some they do, in casinos. But if you're just kind of on a road trip, passing through, those are great options. Just always call ahead and make sure, that particular one lets you stay. And I actually like checking on a couple different apps, RV Parky and Boondocking. I forget if that's the name of it or not, but I'll have to look at that. But there's a couple apps that will give you reviews and let you know, usually which places are okay to stay and everything. So we have our coffee this morning, and that's all we've had so far. We're going to stop at a peach farm in Georgia and get some peaches and pick up maybe some pecans. Peaches and pecans are kind of the things that Georgia's known for, agricultural-wise, I believe. I do remember as a kid, I came to Georgia with my grandma, and my aunt her sister actually, had a large pecan tree. So pecans are my dad's favorite, and his family is from Georgia, so it's kind of a fun little connection there. We got some peaches, some pecans, some peach ice cream, some peach jam, some peach salsa, and let's see, there's the market back over there. It's a cute place. Boiled peanuts. We got Cajun boiled peanuts also, and I've never had boiled peanuts before, and so the guy had to give me a little instruction tutorial, and I wasn't super successful my first time. It was a little awkward trying to suck the stuff out of the peanut shell. If you have tips for boiled peanuts, eating them, or if you grew up eating them, then leave me a note in the comments below.